got so much motherfucking design on right now.
Break it down, bring it back, make it clap. I got 3 old thoughts, new guap, where that thing, bitches on my line.
Hi, I'm Yana. Let me start by saying a few words about our presentation topic. As you can see on the screen before, our topic is about super tall tend to die young but not the super small. Why? Poor nutrition and illness in childhood limit human growth. As a consequence, the average height of a population is strongly correlated with living standards in a population. Height is also important because it is closely correlated with other health components such as life expectancy. Studies show that there is a correlation between small stature and a longer life expectancy. Individuals of small stature are also more likely to have lower blood pressure and are less likely to acquire cancer. Short stature decreases the risk of venous insufficiency. According from an article that written by Max Roser on 2013, he said that there are also clear distinctions between regions. On average, the shortest man can be found in South Asia, where the average height is 165 cm, while the tallest are from Europe and Central Asia is 177 cm. Next, I will focus on factors that affect human height. First factor is hormone. Hormone involved is known as human growth hormone and produced in the primary gland. It will decrease with increasing of age. According to the Medical News Today article by Amanda Barrell that updated on 9 November 2023, she said that scientists believe that DNA is responsible for about 80% of a person's height. This means, for instance, that tall people tend to have children who also grow up to be tall. People usually grow until they reach 18 years of age. Before then, a range of environmental factors can affect how tall they become. This article discusses the factors that influence a person's height, some ways individuals can increase their height during development, and whether or not adults can increase their height. The second factor is nutrition. Nutrition, like taking a balanced diet and do more physical activities, can make the bones denser and stronger. It plays a very important role in growth. Children without good nutrition may not be as tall as children with adequate nutrition. Nutritionists recommend that children and young people eat a varied, balanced diet with plenty of fruit and vegetables. This will ensure that they get all the vitamins and minerals they need to thrive. Protein and calcium are particularly important for bone health and growth. Some protein-rich foods include meat, seafood, eggs, and also nuts and seeds. And the last factor is medical condition. Medical conditions that affects height include Turner syndrome, Williams syndrome, and others. People who are extremely tall are also at risk of several health issues. Their excessive size can strain the metabolic system and cause cardiovascular problems, including an enlarged heart. Now, let's turning our attention to the next part, which is advantages of being tall and short. First one, I will talk first about advantages of being tall. First advantage is taller people have more confidence. There is no excuse to not strut your stuff because the world sees you as a powerhouse anyway. Research shows taller individuals appear more confident and had better social skills in adolescence because they were more likely to participate in activities like sports and school clubs. According to the National Library of Medicine's article by Judge Stapp on 2015, he said that, for instance, taller individuals, particularly taller men, have higher levels of self-esteem than then shorter individuals are and more likely to see themselves as leaders, which may result in taller individuals displaying more self-confidence in social interactions. The second advantage is tall people are more intelligent. A study from 2014 conducted by the University of Edinburgh, they examined 6,000 subjects and found a small correlation between height and IQ. The correlation probably has more to do with the fact that taller people are generally people from a healthy upbringing, and that's the reason why they are well educated, and less to do with height actually resulting in a bright mind. Either way, the numbers in the study suggest that if you are tall, you are more likely to have a higher IQ than a person who's shorter than you. This might sound silly and hard to believe, and the researchers also attribute the findings to general statistical variance. Now, let's see what is the advantage of being short. First one, short people will live longer. What's more life-affirming about your height than greater longevity? Research published by the journal PLOS ONE found that individuals with a shorter stature are more likely to live longer than their taller counterparts. According to Lindsay Holmes in her article, she said that meanwhile, those with shorter, smaller bodies may, on average, experience fewer diet-related chronic diseases and live longer. Some researchers have suggested the life expectancy gap between the sexes is, in fact, due to height differences. Another advantage is short people have better distance runner. Long legs appear to carry tall people farther, but research on the human body suggests otherwise when it comes to pounding the pavement. Exercise researchers say that smaller people with slimmer legs are more equipped to run, while taller people are better to build for sports like swimming.
Hi guys, I'm Fakiha. So today I want to explain about gigantism. So this is what gigantism looks like. Do you guys know what is the meaning of gigantism? So according to headline website by Holly McGurgan on June 27, 2018, gigantism is a rare condition that causes abnormal growth in children. So this mostly causes on children. This change is most notable in terms of height, but growth is affected as well. So there are three factors of gigantism. The first one is McCune-Albright syndrome. The second one is multiple endocrine neoplasia type 1, which is MEN1. And the third one is Carney complex. So the first one is McCune-Albright syndrome. This is the syndrome. This causes abnormal growth in bone tissue, patches of light brown in skin, and gland abnormalities. The second is multiple endocrine neoplasia type 1, which is MEN1. This is the syndrome. This syndrome is an inherited disorder that causes tumors in the pituitary gland, pancreas, and parathyroid glands. The third is Carney complex. This is the syndrome. The syndrome is an inherited condition that causes non-cancerous tumors on connective tissue, cancerous or non-cancerous endocrine tumors, and spots of darker skin. So back to the main question of this video, why does super tall tend to die young than super small? So the first one is according to the article of Nicola Davis on 2018, it states that tall people are at greater risk of cancer because they have more cells in the body. We can see that taller people have a huge risk of cancer because they are bigger and taller compared to normal people. More cells in the body can trigger dangerous mutations to occur, thus it increases the chance to get cancer. Second is, according to the article of Jacqueline Howard, CNN 2017, it states that there is a distance for blood to travel since tall people have longer leg veins, cause the blood to travel up a vein against gravity. This increases the risk of blood flow become temporarily stopping that can lead to death. Men are risk of blood clots in lung called pulmonary embolism (PE) that occurs in thigh, lower leg and other location. Otherwise, women only risk of blood clots in legs only. Blood clots also added as biggest cause of strokes and heart attacks. Third, according to the website of heart.org, it states that our heart muscles need oxygen to survive. A heart attack occurs when the blood flow that brings oxygen to the heart muscle is severely reduced or cut off completely. So the last one is gigantism also risk of having heart disease since they have irregular heart rate due to their longer body structure that cause heart to pump blood less efficiently. So we can conclude that being as gigantism coincidentally become a factor to die young because they are more likely to affect with chronic disease that will lead them to death. So we're going to move on to the next slide.
Dwarfism definition according by Mayo Clinic staff on August 17, 2018. Dwarfism is short stated that result from a genetic or medical condition. Dwarfism is generally defined as an adult height of 4 feet 10 inches, which is 147 centimeters or less. The average adult height among people with dwarfism is 4 feet, which is 122 cm. There are 3 causes of dwarfism. First, growth hormone deficiency. The cause of growth hormone deficiency can sometimes be traced to a genetic mutation or injury, but for most people with the disorder, no cause to be identified. Second is Turner syndrome. Turner syndrome, a condition that affects only girls and women, results when a sex chromosome, which is the X chromosome, is missing or partially missing. A female inherits an X chromosome from each parent. A girl with Turner syndrome has only one fully functioning copy of the female sex chromosome rather than 2. Third is achondroplasia. About 18% of people with achondroplasia are born to parents of average height. A person with achondroplasia and with 2 average-sized parents receive one mutated copy of the gene associated with the disorder and one normal copy of the gene. A person with the disorder may pass along either a mutated or normal copy to his or her old child. Why super small has longer lifespan? Researchers also discovered that shorter, smaller bodies have lower death rates and fewer diet-related chronic disease, especially past middle age. The lifespan of shorter people appear to be longer than their taller counterpart, the paper said. They weren't able to develop properly and they were not able to fight against infectious disease. He adds, historically, at the population level, we were associating short size with poor development during the first year of life and with a high level of mortality. But currently, for people who are shorter, if you have the best of what is possible in terms of wellness and education, the shorter are living longer than the taller, says Robin. The duration of human life longevity is influenced by genetic, the environment, and lifestyle. Environmental improvements beginning in the 109,000s extends the average lifespan dramatically with significant improvement in the availability of food and clean water, better housing and living conditions, reduced exposure to infectious disease, and access to medical care.
Next, I'm going to explain about treatment for gigantism. The first one is surgery. According to the headline website written by Holly McGurgan on June 27, 2018, it states that removing the tumor is the preferred treatment for gigantism if it's the underlying cause. The surgeon will reach the tumor by making an incision in your child's nose. Microscope or small cameras may be used to help the surgeon see the tumor in the gland. The second is medication. There are 3 points in this treatment. The first one is according to the headline website written by Holly McGurgan on June 27, 2018, it states that in some cases surgery may not be an option. For example, if there's a high risk of injury to a critical blood vessel or nerve. Thus, this treatment is meant to either shrink the tumor or stop the production of excess growth hormone. The first is medically reviewed by Andrew S. Little, MD, Facts on February 1st, 2021. Octreotide or lanreotide are synthetic forms of the hormone somatostatin and stop the release of growth hormone. They are often effective for the long-term control of gigantism, but they can only be administered by injection every 2 to 4 weeks. Due to the side effects of these drugs and their expense, surgery to achieve a long-term cure is preferable. Last is prednisolone is a recently developed drug that blocks the action of growth hormone in your body, thereby lowering the IGF-1 levels. It must be administered by subcutaneous, which is beneath the skin injection daily. Next, I'm going to continue to the treatment of dwarfism. The first one is hormone therapy. According to the headline website written by James Rowland on July 25, 2017, it states that injection of synthetic human growth hormone may be helpful. However, children receiving this treatment don't always reach an average height, but they can get close. The treatment includes daily injection when a child is young, though injection may continue into a person in 20s. This may be done if there are concerns about full adult maturation and sufficient muscle and fat. Example, girls with Turner's syndrome needs estrogen therapy and other hormones to help trigger puberty. An appropriate female. They have peculiar physical features with slower sexual growth, breast development, undeveloped feminine curves, and delayed or inexistent menstruation. Estrogen also promotes healthy bone and helps to avoid osteoporosis because it stimulates bone production. Second is surgery. According to WebMD website written by Mary and Duncan, it states that surgery operation involve the correction of bone formation, stabilizing the spinal canal, and growing the channel in the spinal cord vertebrae to alleviate the pressure on the spinal cord. Another operation for people with excess brain fluid is to insert a tube called shunt. This tube will alleviate some of the fluid and reduce brain pressure. The last one is physical therapy and orthotics. According to the headline website written by James Rowland on July 25, 2017, it states that physical therapy is often prescribed after limb or back surgery to help regain or improve range of motion and strength. Physical therapy may also be advised if dwarfism is affecting the way people walk or causing the pain that doesn't require surgery. Orthotics are custom-made devices that fit into your shoes to help improve your foot health and function. If dwarfism is affecting your balance, how you walk, or other aspects of foot function, talk with a podiatrist about how orthotics may help you.
For the conclusion, our group agreed that super tall people tend to die young but not super small because there are so many risks of health when it comes to grow rapidly in abnormal way. Being tall means that the number of cells in our body increase, which makes someone more likely to develop cancer. It also means that organs are larger, which can lead to complications such as respiratory issues, blood clots, heart disease, and sudden death. We can see that it's clearly affecting to super tall people health more than the super small people. Hence, they tend to die young because of the risk getting various complications are higher than the super small people.